On Pilates Anytime, we primarily use reformers by Balanced Body. In this episode, founder and CEO of Balanced Body, Ken Endelman, will show us how their studio reformers are manufactured at their headquarters in Sacramento, California.
And I thought the best way to start this would be to go over kind of the anatomy of a reformer, and as we go down onto the production floor, we can show you the different parts as they're being made. But so that you know what we call them, the names that we have for these parts, I thought I'd show you what they are right now. So, this part right here is the carriage. The part that these pads stick onto is the carriage base. These are the shoulders here, headrest. Foot bar here. We have the foot bar support here. This is the foot bar adjustment here. This whole part here is the frame. Ropes, padded loops, and then this one has a tower attached to it. So those are all the main parts. You guys know what springs are. And let's go downstairs and show you how these things get put together. So what's going on here is this is the first part of our wood shop here. All the wood comes in through this door over here. They start to go through it. The stuff is stacked. Certain pieces of wood need to be, sorted and matched. So when we start to build our reformers, the first thing that we're looking for is we're trying to make sure that all the pieces of wood around the reformer look like they came out of the same tree. This is the head end with the notch for the cutout for the headrest in the back of the frame. So these are reformer frames right here that we've glued together. This method of doing it with these long pipe clamps is the way that I used to do it over 30 years ago. We're going to show you how we drill the holes in the corners of the reformers. Each corner of the reformer gets 5 dowels, and they're each exactly the right distance apart, the exact diameter, the exact spacing that we need. We've already put together the reformer frames. Now we're going to put the legs on, and the legs are perfectly plain and so that they fit. And when they go on together, you'll notice that it fits so tight that it looks like it's all one piece without even any glue. After we've sanded the tops, routed the sides, and basically given all the shape to it, and it fits perfectly, then it moves through that door there and it goes into the sanding area. So at this point right here, and I wish you guys could feel this, the machine feels really smooth, really contour. There's no rough edges on it. There's no gaps. There's no cracks. It's just clean, smooth, and it's ready for paint. The reformer would typically go through this area where it gets a second coat, at least one more coat, and then after it gets down there, it gets quality controlled, and then it goes into these piles here based on the kind of reformer it is, and from there it sweeps into the cell that makes the reformers. The color is really important to our customers, and it really does make the studio. So we like to offer our reformers in lots of different colors, and we keep about 80 different colors in stock and that the customer can choose from. And if they want to, we can even actually send them larger swatches of colors that they can actually look and put next to woods, next to their floor, next to their walls to see what works out. But you can kind of see how much fabric we have here, and all the different colors are just ready to go. Okay, so we're about ready to walk into the final assembly area for the reformers. Marco Lopez, who's been with Balanced Body for over 18 years, actually runs this department and probably knows more about how we put together Pilates equipment than I think most people in the universe. So I've asked Marco to kind of help us walk us through, explain what's going on, and we'll start by walking into the area where we assemble the carriages.
A plank of plywood, or just a carriage that has been cut to size, and it has all the holes already pre-drilled from the CNC, from the wood shop. And from here, it goes to a table. And this is where we start adding different parts, the rails and the spring brackets, wheels, and stuff like that. The first thing that happens is we install a serial number, and that is just to keep track of when the reformer was made, what type of reformer it is going to be, and for any warranties, for any issues that you may have later on in the future. This is going to be the whole pattern for the tower. Well, this is where we install the foot bar, rails. We're gonna make sure that the carriage goes into the frame and it works how it's supposed to.
This is Joe Vu. Joe, how long have you been here?
I've been here for 17 years.
17 years, okay. So this is the Revo spring bar. He's checking to make sure everything's working here.
He's going to a checklist, and then just to make sure that we are sending all the accessories that the client has asked for.
So Joe he'll do the final assembly, and then he'll do the final packing. and then Joe's name and number is going to be on that order. So if Joe messes up, we can come back to Joe and we can say, Joe, you screwed this one up. But he doesn't. It's extraordinarily rare, and it's usually not him.
This is how we pack the reformer.
Now this looks like it's a centerline frame, right?
This is a center line with tower.
Yeah. Towers. This one would have leather straps in it. These are for the gondola poles.
Gondola poles, yeah.
And this would be the tower poles?
That's the tower poles, yeah.
Got it, okay.
To build a reformer, it takes around about 2.5 hours from beginning to end.
That's with all the pre-assemblies already made.
Yeah.
This is just the gross assembly part is 2.5 hours.
About 2.5 hours, yeah.
Marco, can you tell us where this machine is going to go?
Well, I can tell you right now, this particular reformer is going to Canada, to a town named Medicine Hat. The name of the studio is Open Space Pilates.
I think this one with the tower is probably about 260 to 280 pounds or so.
She's making sure right now that the paperwork matches the reformer, the serial number, and the order number. And there he goes, all the way to Canada, Medicine Hat.
I'm Rayanne Gordon with Open Space Pilates. I have a small studio in Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada. That's the only studio within about a 3-hour radius. So we're a very busy studio. My dream reformer was a centerline because I had been on them in Boulder at the Pilates Center. So I ordered it by email. Then I decided to ship it to Montana instead of to Canada because the shipping is so much less. I think you see me embracing a balanced body box, and getting your dream reformer is quite the thing. So I was absolutely thrilled. And where you see the truck parked in the middle of the prairie, that's just past the Canadian border. That's why the studio is called Open Space Pilates, because we love the internal space of the body and we love the external space in our environment. Outside the building that says Cactus Clay Company on it, I'm unpacking the reformer. We're on the second floor, and I had enlisted my dad and my partner to do the moving. See my dad fighting with a bunch of cardboard, and he does Pilates. There's a picture of me reading the instructions. In the last few pictures, you can see the equipment in the studio, along with a Balanced Body Allegro and a Peak MVE. Working out, doing short spine on the center line, which we really love for the advanced students because of the shortness of the leg strap and how deep of a bend you can get in the spine. The day after, I told the 6 apprentice instructors here at my studio that they all needed to get Pilates Anytime accounts to study Michelle Larson's work and Kara Reeser and some of the other wonderful teachers that they have on there. I got an email from the director of marketing at Balanced Body saying that she wanted to show the journey of my reformer and put it on a video for Pilates Anytime, because I don't really think of a reformer as having a journey, but I guess it did. It's here, and we're all very, very happy to have it in the studio.
Thank you for watching this episode, and please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. For access to full Pilates classes, tutorials, or workshops, go to pilatesanytime.com. See you next week.
Pilates Anytime is a virtual Pilates studio where you can take real classes with real students. We offer classes at all levels, and we add about 5 new classes every week. Pilates Anytime is always here for you, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.